Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva Purana, which we all also call Mahapurana. There are 24,000 verses in this Purana and it has 7 parts, quotes, which are, respectively, as follows. 1. Vidyeshwar Sanhita. 2. Rudra Sanhita. 3. Chatradra Sanhita. 4. Kotirudra Sanhita. 5. Uma Sanhita. 6. Kailash Sanhita. And 7. Pneumatic Code. Today we all know the importance of Vidyeshwar Sanhita, the first chapter of Shiva Purana. Shiva Purana. Shiva Purana is a well-known Purana in Hindu mythological texts, in which various welfare forms of Lord Shiva, glory of Lord Shiva, Shiva Parvati marriage, Kartikeya birth and Shiva worship have been described in detail, in addition to the pastimes and stories of Lord Shiva. Different types of worship methods and enlightening teachings have also been mentioned in the Purana, although it is believed that the number of verses in the original Shiv Mahapuran was 1 lakh, but Maharishi Ved Vyasji shortened it to 24,000 verses. Shri Shiv Puran, Shiv Mahapuran is such a Puranic book, which is the most frequently read book among the 18 Puranas in Hindu religion. The results of reading Shri Shiv Puran have been described in the Vedas and in this holy book Mahapuran. It cannot be expressed by tongue. This text is centered around the Hindu Lord Sri Sadar Shivji Maharaj and Goddess Mata Parvati. It is preached by Lord Sri Sadar Shivji Maharaj himself, to show his mercy to us Kalyugi creatures and to show us the right pathway, so that we can always attain a place at the lotus feet of Lord Sri Sadar Shivji Maharaj. Shiv Purana contains a detailed description of the metaphysical explanation, mystery, glory and worship of the beneficial nature of Shiva. It is written in Sanskrit language. In this, he has been accepted as the chief eternal and perfect God among the Panchadevas. Apart from glorifying Shiva and Leela stories, it has a beautiful combination of worship method, many informative narratives and instructive stories. In this, the grand personality of Lord Shiva has been praised. Shiva, who is self-existent, eternal, the supreme being, the universal consciousness, and the basis of cosmic existence. Among all the Puranas, Shiva Purana has the status of being the most important. In this, various forms, incarnations, Jyotirlingas, devotees and devotion of Lord Shiva have been described in detail. Shiva Purana is related to Shaivism. Shiva devotion and Shiva glorification have been mainly propagated in this Purana. In almost all the Puranas, Shiva has been described as the embodiment of sacrifice, penance, affection and compassion. It has been said that Shiva is going to be pleased easily and will give the desired results. But in Shiva Purana, throwing light on the life character of Shiva, his lifestyle, marriage and the origin of his sons have been specifically mentioned. Shiv Puran is a major and well-known Puran, in which there is a detailed description of the metaphysical explanation, mystery, glory and worship of the Shiv, benevolent form of the Supreme God. Lord Shiva is not just a mythological deity, but he is the chief among the Panchadevas, the eternal perfect God, and is the Mahadev glorified in all the scriptures like Nigamagam. The Vedas have praised this supreme being by calling it unmanifest, unborn, the cause of all, the creator of the universe, the nurturer and the destroyer. Shrutis have always praised Shiva by calling him Swayambhu, Shant, Prapanchatit, Paratpar, Paramatatva, Supreme Maheshwar of all gods. The meaning of Shiva is Kalyan Swarup and Kalyan Pradata. The worship of this benevolent form of Parambrahma is supremely auspicious, supremely benevolent, all-accomplishing and all-acclaiming for high-class siddhas, self-welfare seekers and common believers. It is mentioned in the scriptures that not only Dev, Danuj, Rishi, Maharishi, Yogindra, Munindra, Siddha, Gandharva, but even Brahma Vishnu worship this Mahadev. According to this Purana is the best scripture. It should be understood as the literary form of Lord Shiva on this earth, and it should be consumed in every way. The reading and hearing of this is by all means entirety. Due to this, a person who has reached the best position by getting devotion to Shiva, soon attains the position of Shiva. That's why people have made every effort to read this Purana, or have considered its study as the desired means. Similarly, listening to it with love is also the giver of all the desired fruits. By listening to this Purana of Lord Shiva, man becomes free from all sins. And after enjoying great pleasures in this life, he finally attains Shivlok. This book named Shiva Purana consists of 24,000 verses. This divine Shiva Purana consisting of 7 codes is situated like Parabrahma Paramatma, and is the most excellent speed giver. Vidyeshwar Sanhita in Shiva Purana is from 21st chapter to 25th chapter. Vidyeshwar Sanhita Shiva Purana. Om Namah Shivaya. Vidyeshwar Sanhita. 21st chapter. Number of Shivling. Sut Ji said, Maharishi. The worship of earthly lingas is going to yield the results of crores of yagyas. Worshipping Shivalinga in Kali Yuga is best for humans. This is the giver of enjoyment and salvation and is a definite principle of the scriptures. There are 3 types of Shivling, Uttam, Madhyam and Adham. The beautiful Shivling with a 4-finger high altar is called Uttam Shivling. Half of it is called Madhyam, and half of the middle is called Adham. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras should worship Shivalinga respectfully with Vedic remedies. The sage said, O Sut Ji, what is the total number of mortal remains of Lord Shiva? Sut Ji said, O sages, the number of earthly lingas depends on the wishes. To attain wisdom, worship 1,000 earthly Shivalingas with good intentions. Worship 1,500 Shivlings for those wishing to get money, and 500 Shivlings for getting clothes. 1,000 desirous of land, 3,000 desirous of mercy, 2,000 to those desirous of pilgrimage, and 1 crore men desirous of salvation should worship the earthly lingas according to the Vedas. Worship Shivalingas as per your wishes. The worship of earthly lingas is the result of crores of yagyas, and provides enjoyment and salvation to the worshipper. There is no one else as good as this. That means it is the best. By regular worship of Shivalinga, man becomes free from all troubles. Regular worship of Shivalinga is the easiest and best way to swim in the ocean of existence. Linga should be worshipped every day in the prescribed manner. Naivedyant worship of Lord Shankar should be done. The 8 idols of Lord Shankar are earth, water, fire, air, sky, sun, moon and host. Apart from this, worship the names of Shiva, Bhava, Rudra, Ugra, Bhima, Ishwar, Mahadev and Pashupati. Take Akshit, sandalwood and Belpatra and worship Lord Shiva with devotion and worship his family, which includes Ishan, Nandi, Chand, Mahakal, Brungi, Vrisha, Skanda, Kapadishwar, Shukra and Som, in 10 directions. After worshipping Lord Shiva's brave Bhadra and Kartimukh, worship the 11 Rudras. Chant Panchakshar mantra, and recite Shatrudriya and Shiv Panchak. After this, circumambulate the Shivling and immerse the Shivling. At night, all divine works should be done facing north. While worshipping, one should remember Lord Shiva in the mind. Do not sit in the east, west and north direction at the place where Shivalinga is installed, because the east direction faces Lord Shiva, and the face of the presiding deity should not be blocked. Shaktishwarupa Devi Uma resides in the north direction. Lord Shiva's back is in the west direction, and worship cannot be done from the back, hence one should sit in the south direction facing north. Worshippers of Shiva should worship the Lord by applying tripunt with ashes, taking Rudraksh rosary, Belpatra etc. If ashes are not available, then tripunda should be made from clay and worshipped. Vidyeshwar Sanhita, Chapter 22. Shiva Navedya and Bilva Mahatmaya. The sage said, O Sut Ji, we have heard earlier that one should not accept Shiva's offering. What do the scriptures say in this regard? Tell about it and also explain the importance of Bilva. Sut Ji said, O sages, all of you are going to observe Shiva Vrat. That's why I am happily telling you all the things. You listen carefully. A devotee of Lord Shiva, who observes the best fast, and is pure from within and outside, that is, worships Lord Shankar with a selfless spirit, must eat Shiva Naivedya, because after seeing Naivedya, only by this all sins are removed. By accepting it one gets the fruits of many virtues. By eating Naivedya, the virtue of thousands and billions of yajna comes inside. The one in whose house the Naivedya of Lord Shiva is propagated, his house is not only pure, but it purifies the other houses as well. Therefore, bowing your head, accept it happily and with devotion and eat it. The person who delays in accepting or taking it, is a part of sin. Naivedya is Mahaprasad for a Shiva devotee who is initiated by Shiva. Listen carefully, Brahmins, to those people who have taken initiation from gods other than Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is present in the Raslinga from the place where the Shalagram rock originates, in the linga made of stone, silver and gold, in the linga revered by the gods and siddhas, in the saffron linga, in the crystal linga, in the gemstone linga and in all the jyotilingas. Accepting the Naivedya is as virtuous as Chandrayan Vrat. By eating Shiva's Naivedya and wearing it on the head, one is freed from the sin of killing a Brahma and a person becomes pure, but where the Chandalas have authority, the Mahaprasad should not be eaten with devotion. Banalinga, linga made of iron, Siddhalinga obtained from worship, that is, linga established by Siddhas, Swayambhulinga and idols where Chanda has no authority, the person who takes bath with devotion and bathes that water 3 times, all his physical, verbal and mental sins are destroyed. The thing which is offered to Lord Shiva is considered extremely sacred. O sages, Bilva i.e. wine tree is the form of Mahadev. It has been praised by the gods. All the pilgrimages located in the 3 worlds reside in Bilva only because Mahadev ji resides in the form of Linga at its root. One who worships it, surely attains the status of Shiva. The person who irrigates his head with water near the root of Bilva, he gets the fruit of bathing in all the places of pilgrimage. Lord Shiva is satisfied and happy seeing the roots of Bilva completely filled with water. The man who worships the roots of Bilva, i.e. root part with smell, flowers etc., goes directly to Shivlok. He gets children and happiness. The person who lights a lamp in the root of Bilva with a pure heart is freed from all sins. The person who feeds a Shiva devotee Brahman under this tree, gets the fruit of feeding 1 crore Brahmins. Poverty goes away by donating food cooked in milk and ghee under this tree. Hey sages, there are 2 paths of pravritti and nivritti. Desires are fulfilled by worshipping in the path of trend. It provides complete desired results. Get worship done by a well-deserved teacher according to the rules and regulations. After Abhishek, offer Naivedya made of aghani rice. At the end of the puja, place the shivling in a container and keep it at a pure place in the house. Worshippers on the path of retirement should worship in their hands only. Offer only the food received in alms as Naivedya. Subtle gender is the best for retired men. Worship with vibhuti and request vibhuti only. After worshipping, wear the linga on your head. Vidyeshwar Sanhita, Chapter 23. Glory of the name Shiva. The sage said, O Vyasa, disciple Sut ji, greetings to you. Please bless us and tell us the greatness of the Supreme, Rudraksh, and the glory of the name of Shiva. Sut ji said, O sages, you have asked very good and beneficial things for all the worlds. Blessed are the people who worship Lord Shiva. His being a human being has become successful. Also, his family has been saved by devotion to Shiva. The mouths of human beings who pronounce the names of Sadashiv and Shiva, sin cannot even touch them. Bhasma, Rudraksh and the name Shiva are as virtuous as Triveni. The result of bathing in Triveni is achieved only by the residence and darshan of these 3. In whose body he resides, all sins are destroyed only by seeing him. Lord Shiva's name is Ganga, Vibhuti, Bhasma, is considered Yamuna, and Rudraksh is called Saraswati. Their combined Triveni will destroy all sins. O great Brahmins! Only Lord Maheshwar knows their glory. The greatness of the name Shiva takes away all sins. Shiva Nama is fire, and Mahapap is mountain. Mountains of sin are burnt by this fire. By merely chanting the name of Shiva, the roots of sin are destroyed. The man who is engaged in the chanting of Lord Shiva in this earthly world, he is a learned pious soul and a knower of the Vedas. The religious activities performed by him are going to bear fruit. Those who cross the ocean of life by getting a boat in the form of Shiva, their sins in the form of creation are undoubtedly destroyed. Those who are suffering from the fire of sin, they should drink nectar in the name of Shiva. Hey Munishwaro, only the one who has performed penance for many births attains devotion to Shiva which destroys sins. Only the person in whose mind unbreakable devotion to Shiva has manifested, attains salvation. One who engages in chanting the name of Lord Shiva respectfully despite committing many sins, becomes free from all sins. There is no doubt about it at all. Just as the trees burned by fire in the forest are burnt to ashes, in the same way all the sins of a person are burnt to ashes by the fire in the form of Shiva's name. By applying ashes his body parts become pure, and he who chants the name of Shiva with respect, crosses this infinite ocean of existence. After observing the entire Vedas, Maharishis have told the name of Shiva is the way to cross the worldly ocean. Even a single name of Lord Shankar has so much power to eliminate sins that no human being can do that much. In ancient times, there was a great sinful king named Indradyumna, and a Brahmin girl, who had committed a lot of sins. Both of them attained great heights through the influence of the name Shiva. Hey Dvijo, in this way I have described to you the glory of the name Shiva. Vedeshwar Sanhita, 24th chapter. Glory of Assumption. Sutji said, O sages! Now let me tell you the greatness of the ashes that purify all things. There are two types of ashes. One is Mahabhasma, and the other is Swalbhasma. Mahabhasma also has many varieties. It is of three types: listener, smart, and worldly. Listener and smarta bhasma can only be used by Brahmins. All human beings can use cosmic ashes. Brahmins should wear bhasma while chanting Vedic mantras, and other humans can wear bhasma without mantras. The ash prepared from cow dung cakes is called Agneya Bhasma. This is the substance of Tripunda. The ashes that appeared from other yagya are also useful for wearing tripund. According to the Jabali Upanishad, by chanting Agni, etc., soak it in water 7 times and apply ashes on the body. The one who applies tripund with Shiva Bhasma in all the 3 evenings, gets salvation by the grace of Shiva by getting rid of all the sins. Apply tripund and bhasma and chant methodically. Lord Shiva and Vishnu also wear tripunda. He is praised by Bhagwati Uma and goddess Lakshmi, among other goddesses. Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, Varnasankaras and casteless men have also worn ashes in the form of Udulana and tripund. Maharishi. Thus in brief I have explained the greatness of tripund. It is confidential to all beings. Frontal means on the forehead, from the middle part of the eyebrows to the inner part of the eyebrows. The tripund should be worn in the frontal. By making 2 lines with the middle and ring fingers, the straight line in the middle by the thumb is called tripund. Tripund is very good and gives enjoyment and salvation. There are 9 deities in each line of tripund, which are located in all the organs. The first letter of Pranav is Akar, Garhapatya Agni, Prithvi, Dharma, Rajogan, Rigveda, Kriya Shakti, Prata Savan and Mahadev. These are the 9 deities of the first line of tripund. The second letter of Pranav is Ukar, Dakshinagni, Akash, Satwagun, Yajurveda, Madhyadin Savan, Ichha Shakti, Antaratma and Maheshwar. These are the 9 deities of the second line. The third letter of Pranav is Makra, Mahavaniya Agni, Paramatma, Timogan, Galok, Gyan Shakti, Samveda Savan and Shiva, these are the 9 deities of the third line. After getting purified by bathing every day, worshipping the deities situated in Tripunt and wearing Tripunt with devotion, both enjoyment and salvation are attained. Wear the ashes in 32, 16, 8 or 5 places. Head, forehead, both ears, both eyes, both nostrils, both hands, mouth, throat, both elbows, both arms, heart, both armpits, navel, both testicles, both femurs, both knees, both calves, both thighs and taking the names of Agni, Vayu, Prithvi, Disha, 10 directions, 10 Dikpals, 8 Vasundharas, Daruva, Som, Am, Anil, Prathakal, etc. in the 32 limbs etc. respectively, wear the Tripunt with devotion or concentrate on the 16 places only. Wear Tripunt. Put Tripunt on head, forehead, throat, both shoulders, both hands, both elbows and both wrists, heart, navel, both ribs and back and wear it in these 16 parts. Then worship the 9 powers like Ashwani Kumar, Shiv Shakti, Rudra, Ish, Narad and Vama etc. and wear them in Tripunt. Shiva, Moon, Rudra, Brahma, Ganesha, Lakshmi, Vishnu, Shiva, Prajapati, Nag, both the head, hair, both ears, mouth, both hands, heart, navel, Uru Kapal, both legs and both feet, respectively. Wear Tripunt Bhasma by remembering the names of Nag Kanya, Rishi Kanya, Samudra Tirtha etc. Wear ashes in 8 parts like forehead, both ears, both shoulders, chest, navel and secret organs etc. by taking the name of Saptarishi Brahmans. Keeping the country and time in mind, the ashes should be invoked and the ashes should be mixed with water. While meditating on the Supreme Lord, Shiva, who is the basis of all virtues and the father of all gods and the originator of Brahma and Rudra, chant the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, and wear Tripunt on the forehead and limbs. Vidyeshwar Sanhita, 25th chapter, Rudraksh Mahatmaya. Sutji says, Shaunak is the embodiment of the great sage Shiva. I am telling you the importance of Rudraksh, beloved of Lord Shankar. This Rudraksh is most sacred. By seeing, touching and chanting it, all sins are destroyed. Sadashiv himself has narrated its glory to goddess Parvati for the welfare of the entire world. Lord Shiva said, O goddess, out of love for you, I am describing the glory of Rudraksh with a desire for the welfare of the devotees. In ancient times, I kept my mind under control and performed severe penance for thousands of divine years. One day suddenly my mind became angry and I started thinking that I am an independent God who does good to the entire world. So out of curiosity I opened both my eyes. As soon as I opened my eyes, a shower of water started flowing from my eyes. Due to that, Rudraksh trees were born in places ranging from Gaur country to Mathura, Ayodhya, Kashi, Lanka, Malayachal mountain etc. Since then his importance increased, and his glory has also been described in the Vedas. Therefore, Rudraksh rosary destroys all sins and gives liberation through devotion. Shiva devotees born in Brahman, Vaishya, Kshatriya and Shudra castes should wear white, red, yellow or black Rudraksh. People should wear Rudraksh according to their caste. Rudraksh is considered as superior as Amla fruit. A Rudraksh the size of a plum fruit is considered to be of medium grade and a Rudraksh of the size of gram is considered to be of low grade. O goddess, even though Rudraksh is small like a plum, it gives good results in the world and increases happiness and good fortune. The Rudraksh which is equal to Amla, Indian gooseberry, is the destroyer of all evils and fulfills all desires. As the Rudraksh gets smaller, it gives more results. To destroy sins, one must wear Rudraksh. This ensures the attainment of complete desired fruits. There is nothing in the world that gives auspicious results like Rudraksh. Rudrakshas of equal size, smooth, round, strong, thick, thorny, Rudraks with raised small grains, are the ones that give fulfillment of desires and liberation from devotion, but those which are eaten by insects, broken, full of thorns and which are completely round. Otherwise, give up these 5 types of Rudrakshas. The Rudraksh which has a hole for automatically threading the thread is considered best. The one in which the hole is made by a human being is considered to be of medium grade. The results that a person gets in this world by wearing 1100 Rudrakshas cannot be described. A devout man should make a crown of 550 Rudraksh beads and wear it on his head. Make a necklace of 360 grains, make 3 such necklaces and wear their sacred thread. Maharishi. Rudraksh should be worn on the head with a Shan mantra and in the ears with Tat Purush mantra. A person who chants the mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, wears Rudraksh around his neck and Rudraksh with Tripundhara on his head, does not go to Yampur. Chanting mantra on Rudraksh rosary gives millions of times the results. 3-faced Rudraksh proves the means and makes one adept in learning. The 4-faced Rudraksh is the form of Brahma. By seeing and worshipping it one is freed from the sin of murder. It gives the fruits of all the 4 Purusharths like Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha etc. Rudraksh with 5 faces is called Kalagni i.e. Panchmukhi. It fulfills all the wishes and provides salvation. He is freed from the sins of enjoying indecent women and the sins of eating them. 6-Mukhi Rudraksh is the form of Kartikeya. By tying it on a straight arm, one gets freedom from the fault of Brahmahatya. Wearing Saptamukhi Rudraksh brings wealth. The 8-faced Rudraksh is the form of Bhairav. By wearing it one gets long life and after death one attains the status of Shiva. Rudraksh with 9 faces is considered to be the form of Bhairav and Kapil Muni, and Bhagwati Durga is considered to be its presiding deity. By wearing it in the left hand one attains all the glory. 10-faced Rudraksh is the actual form of Lord Vishnu. By wearing it all the wishes are fulfilled. 11-faced Rudraksh is Rudra form. By wearing this a person gets victory at all places. By wearing the 12-faced Rudraksh in the hair, one gets the radiance on the head equal to 11 suns. 13-faced Rudraksh is the form of Vishwadevs. Wearing it brings good luck and auspiciousness. The 14-faced Rudraksh is the true form of Shiva. Wearing it with devotion on the head destroys all sins. In this way, 14 differences of Rudraksh have been told from the difference of faces. O Goddess Parvati! Now I tell you the mantra for wearing Rudraksh. 1. Om Re Nama. 2. Om Nama. 3. Clean Nama. 4. Om Re Nama. 5. Om Re Nama. 6. Om Re Han Nama. 7. Om Han Nama. 8. Om Han Nama. 9. Om Han Nama. 10. Om Hri Han Nama. 11. Om Re Hum Nama. 12. Om Hum Nama. 13. Om Kron Kshoro Nama. And 14. Om Re Nama. There is a law to wear Rudraksh with 1 to 14 faces respectively by these 14 mantras. The seeker should wear Rudraksh by chanting mantras with devotion by giving up sleep and laziness. Seeing a person wearing a Rudraksh rosary, ghosts, spirits, devils, dickiness and shakiness run away. I myself, Lord Vishnu, Goddess Durga, Ganesha, Surya and other gods also become happy after seeing the man wearing Rudraksh. Therefore, for the growth of religion, Rudraksh should be worn with devotion and chanting mantras. Munishwar, I have told you whatever Lord Shiva had said to Goddess Parvati. I have described Vidyeshwar Sanhita before you. This code gives complete attainments and grants salvation with the permission of Lord Shiva. Those people who read or listen to this daily, enjoy the happiness of their sons and grandchildren and live a happy life and finally become free in the form of Shiva. Vidyeshwar Sanhita complete. Coming with the second chapter, Rudra Sanhita, for all of your Shiva devotees in the next video. This video of ours. Like, comment, subscribe, share, follow. Om Namah Shivaya.